Good morning, it's me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we're about to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, understanding that this energy and we can expect to see reflected back to us outside world in our interactions with others, in our ability to manifest the things that we desire, and if we want to see changes, we have to make changes. I need to change my glasses. I've had these for too long. But alas, I still have them. All right, let's see. There's a tie. Everybody is showing the exact same amount of cards, and the card that's not showing is in the same position. So I guess we'll just do ladies first out of old traditional sexist like practices. All right, top of the deck. Overall forefront of the mind for divine feminine, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So she's working on it? Question mark. We have her thinking a lot about the creations, the things, her crafts, her work, what she wants to do in the world, how she wants to manifest. And she's either having trouble concentrating or focusing on it, or she's kind of going into the shadow side of it where she's overly focused on that and ignoring grief or pain she might be experiencing, or moving on and trying to find someone else. And instead she's like, yeah, just work, or whatever. But it could be either of those two things. But I sense that because there are ulterior motives behind it, it's not going well for her right now. Like she's like using it to try to staunch the bleeding heart that she's experiencing, but it's really got to be fulfilling to her on its own. And so she's working on this. She's like, it is fulfilling to me, but I also really want to have this thing that I want to have. And so, like, I can't get the same kind of satisfaction out of the other things in my life because all I can focus on is how I'm not getting the thing that I really wanted. But she knows it's a problem and she's dealing with it. And there's definitely a sense that she's managing either being too much thrown into work or kind of letting it slide because she's feeling a little stressed, whatever. So that's the forefront of her mind. Niggling thing in the back of her mind is her Empress energy in reverse. So Divine Masculine was seeing her as the Empress yesterday, and she's like, I guess, right? She's just like, sure, I'm an Empress, but like, I don't feel like it though, kind of. Like, I just feel a little bit like I'm not really experiencing the fulfillment of my empire. I'm not, maybe I have the power to manifest, but I'm not seeing the manifestations. And so I'm just sort of like not feeling like the Empress that I know logically, and here it is, the card that came out in my mind, that I am, right? So there's that. The other thing that we see when we have a reversal on Empress energy is the Empress, like the Emperor, is fixed and rigid, right? You can't tell in this image between where her robe ends and this marshy place that she's in begins. There's this connection between her and the earth. And it takes a lot for the divine feminine to uproot herself because she's gestating and creating, she's nurturing something, bringing something to life. It's an uncomfortable process as well, but it does take a lot for her to finally move and shift out of the place where she once was. So there is that in this energy as well. The first thing on her mind is a card that appears only in the Fountain Tarot deck, and it is the Fountain card. It is an additional major arcana energy. It's the concluding energy, really. So there's the World card here in this deck, and then following that is this card that doesn't have a number. It's outside of the count. of the cards. And it just has an infinity symbol. And it's really about the source, right, of everything. It's the fountain from which we draw life, inspiration, insight. It's about synergy, synchronicity, the coming together and pulling apart of things. And it's really, the Fountain Tarot uses this image because it's also represents like the digital universe as well. How we have this interconnectedness in a digital way that wasn't something we had really considered when the tarot was first originally created. So they made this card to kind of represent that as well. So being that this is the first thing on Divine Feminine's mind, I have a sense that we could have her constantly turning to her relationship with Source, constantly just referring back to the source, just, centering herself over and over, drawing from that light and that inspiration and the hope, faith, belief. The infinity symbol makes me think of strength as well. So her thinking that there is such a strong pull, such a strong force of all of these pieces and parts coming together to finally, which is the Nine of Cups, upright. In this case, representing this divine masculine energy here for her, that's part of those two parts of self come into union so that she can manifest what it is that she desires. For some, it is actually a physical union. For some, it's a career or a physical manifestation. For all of us, it's a combination of all of those things because all of those things are influenced by each other. But some people might have a relationship already and still be watching this. Maybe they want to deepen their relationship. Maybe they're not really in sacred union with their partner and they want to get there, whatever. There's all kinds of things. It's not just a love reading, just to point that out to you. When we talk about divine masculine energy, it is energy, not a gender. But there is this energy, there's this desire to have a counterpart energy, right? To be able to complete this process of coming together, there has to be two aspects of self that are being balanced. There were two aspects of self that had to come apart. That constant flowing, going back and forth, coming into alignment, leaving alignment, coming into alignment, that's just literally how we experience expansion in our universe. There's nothing good or bad about it. It just is. So divine feminine just keeps coming back to thoughts of whatever she calls God, source, spirit, the goddess, whatever she has the name for that energy, her higher self. And drawing this inspiration and this powerful energy from this faith that she's trying to have, that she's asked for something and her wishes are going to be granted. And then we see her with this Ace of Swords in her mind. So clarity, new ideas, thinking about the future. There are images of the Ace of Swords that show either it's being grasped and there's like a laurel wreath, it's being grasped by the hilt. And then I have in the Ethereal Visions Tarot, there's an image where they're actually grasping the sword by the blade. It's almost like there wasn't time to grab the hilt and they could possibly cut themselves on the painful truths that you sometimes have to experience once you pick up this sword, which is why that page energy has to be brave enough to do it. So divine feminine is seeing So she's keeps going back into that fountain energy, the connection, the cosmic aspects of this thing that she wants to manifest. She is putting faith in this wish fulfillment because it seems like there is something that is cosmic about this. She's she's seeking clarity and new ideas and new ways of handling this Four of Swords energy, which can be grief, it can be healing. Usually if there's grief, there is healing. So they're both together, of course. Prayer, and it's about silence. The reason why I think that we're seeing this most strongly about prayer is because of what I said. She's drawing constantly going back into her mind and praying and just being like, I know that you are bringing me. I asked for a divine masculine energy. I asked for that energy. I asked for this thing. I asked for this career. I asked for whatever it is. And I trust and I have faith and I believe that you will grant these prayers that I have asked for because they come from an open-hearted place. I believe in that power. And despite the silence I'm experiencing from this divine masculine energy, because if there's a shadow of this card, it's that this energy does not have an easy time parting with all that he has received. There's a greediness and a hoarding kind of an aspect here. And divine feminine is having an awareness. I just had an awareness that she is understanding, she's having clarity that divine masculine hoards her. That the silence that is experienced is not divine masculine silence toward her per se. It's divine masculine keeping silent about his star. Hoarding, because this is the card clarifying this in the spread, he's hoarding her to himself. He's actually not being greedy with his feelings or his emotions. He's being greedy with her. It's like he likes to keep her to himself. She's understanding that experience is happening. But she's having faith. She's seeking clarity in regards to the silence that she's experiencing. And she's getting a sense that like, oh, I thought that divine masculine was silent because he wasn't ready for me, or I thought I was ready, or that there was something deficient in me. But really, I'm realizing that he just wants to keep me to himself. He's like greedy with the idea of me, doesn't want to share that with others. Not because of any deficiency, but because it's like, there's a sacredness to the divine feminine. There's also to have the Four of Swords and then followed by this star card. Divine feminine has been doing deep healing, which is another thing we could be seeing this year. We could be seeing her kind of exhausted with all the work that she's done to become this empress and feeling a little bit discouraged. Like she keeps doing this work and she's not fully this empress. And it's like hard for her to kind of dive into the depths of who she is to just fully shine because she's so exhausted by the work that she's done. But we're also seeing her awareness that she has done the things that she needs to do to prepare herself to be open to receive. Part of her reception is to finally be fully shining in her star energy, right? And then this lady that we can't get rid of in the readings lately, Justice. And it is upright and it is clarifying the Ace of Swords. So she's seeing it's interesting because the full story that I'm seeing is she has a feeling that there is a cosmic connection between her and this divine masculine energy that is the thing that is pulling her towards it to try to manifest it, that is making this be her desire and her wish fulfillment. The divine masculine, she feels, also has this awareness of this energy. And because of that, he has this greediness with like keeping her to himself, keeping the story of this to himself, not sharing this with others, not revealing her. But because it's her wish to be revealed, she does feel that eventually this will happen, that there will be justice. And she's praying for this. She's praying for this balancing of the scales, that there's been enough healing that we can finally see justice done for both of them. So her heart space is very interesting. The top of the deck for the heart space is the Eight of Cups, upright. And I see it over on divine masculine side. So there is a union here in the energy behind this of walking away from something that doesn't serve us, of walking towards our higher calling. This card is clarifying the position of the Eight of Pentacles. So we also have 8 and 8. which is 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. And yesterday was 4, 4. And today is 4, 5, which is like progression. So Divine Feminine might be feeling that she has kind of done all of the work that she can think about, that she could think of, and that at some point she might have to call a spade and walk away towards her higher calling, which is the niggling thing in the back of her mind, which is this 10 of Cups that we cannot seem to escape. And it is in reverse again. And it is clarifying the Empress in reverse. So also written on this 8 of Cups card is the word retreat. And when I shuffled the oracles, somebody, I think Divine Masculine, got the retreat card. And I think it came out sideways. And I just pushed it into whatever position it's in now. So Divine Feminine is feeling like she needs to retreat, like she's done all the work she could possibly do at this point. And she has created something which is both positive and toxic. And unfortunately, even though there's so much light here, even though there's so much positivity here, it does seem like she might need to walk away, because there is something in some of these cups that blocks her from experiencing the fulfillment that she's seeking, which is to feel whole and complete within herself in that Empress energy, to be in harmony with self. So something that in her behavior in regards to this 8 of Pentacles, like there's also potential that she's retreated from her higher calling, which is work, like to do this mission, this service, and that she's not fully realizing her spiritual fulfillment because she's retreating from her higher calling, being focused on trying to manifest something else. So there's that message there as well from her heart space. The first thing on her mind, that connection, the cosmic connection. You know, I always call this guy the King of Pentacles when he comes out, but he's not the King of Pentacles. He's actually the King of Cups. And I have called him the King of Pentacles because every time I go back and watch my own readings, I'll be like, God damn it, that's the King of Cups. And I'm calling him the King of Pentacles. So I think it's interesting because the cosmic connection that she's seeing is with the King of Cups, who is in his shadow traits. And I'll tell you why I called him the King of Pentacles, because the word on the bottom of this card is control. And in my mind, I associate that with Emperor Pentacle, material type of control. But it isn't always about that, right? This is about somebody who is controlling over their emotions. And being controlling over your emotions means you're being controlling over the divine feminine, right? You're consistently suppressing or hiding or withholding the divine feminine energy. So she's understanding that part of this journey has been about learning about this happening inside of people, learning about this happening inside of herself and how she has to balance that energy to come into alignment with Source, because Source isn't one or the other. It is both things together in sacred union. It has also been about learning that her own issues with past controlling energy has prepared her to be able to receive from a matching, healed individual who has issues with controlling divine feminine energy. That's what she is realizing. That's kind of the enlightenment she's receiving about the cosmic connection, why it is that she's drawn towards this specific individual. The other thing she's seeing is, or the other thing that she's feeling is that the prayers that she's been engaging in, right? Because this is right below this Four of Swords. It has been for this divine masculine energy to break his silence, because the shadow trait of the King of Cups is that he does not express. And so she's been praying for this individual to break silence, because that is the only way to progress. The next thing on her mind is the Two of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Nine of Cups upright. So again, the journey, right? The journey, Two of Wands associated with twin flame energy. But it's the card about asking for something and then just having to trust that it's given, but not having any idea of what it's going to be or what it's going to look like. And for Divine Feminine, this has been an incredibly uncomfortable place to be, because she really does believe and trust that she can have what she wants, and she asks for a specific iteration. But she also believes and trusts that the universe knows what's best for her. So in truth, she has no idea what awaits her. And she wants to be open to anything. She doesn't want to be greedy and hoarding the gifts that she has and doing the things that she can feel this divine masculine energy doing. She also doesn't want to wait anymore. She's tired of waiting. There's an exhaustion here with having waited for so long. And that is followed by the Strength card in reverse. And we've seen the Strength card come out upright a bunch of times in the last few days because Divine Feminine has needed a lot of strength. Well, she's feeling that her strength is really kind of at its, like, we're on the last dregs of this strength. She's feeling tired. She's feeling weak. She's having a little trouble controlling her ego, controlling her pride. She is admitting this. She's like, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know if I have the strength to think of something new, to come up with a new idea, to come up with a new plan or a new strategy or a new way of trying to get this thing to work. Like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to start something new. And this could be for those in the collective that have decided to leave behind a specific iteration. And now they're thinking, they really do need to start dating again, start seeing other people. And I just don't know if I'm strong enough to do this all over again with someone else. So there's that. There's those of us that are that are wanting to stay in this with the specific iteration that they've asked for. And they're like, I'm so tired. I don't know. I can't think of any new ways to engage. I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. I don't have the strength anymore to make this physical union happen. This Two of Cups. It's in reverse. There's grief here for those of us that have walked away, chosen to go their own way, stopped working on the connection and just said, you know what, I'm not working on this anymore, I'm going. So there's grief here. There's mourning for those of us that have done that. There's grief for those that are in separation and just can't seem to get it to work, and they're not strong enough to think of a new way of, they're like, I can't think of anything new. I can't think of any possible thing that will end this separation, which I am truly wanting to end. I want to come unstuck. Here's this Ten of Swords energy, has me pinned down to the ground, clarifying my star energy. This is what I've been healing. But I have healed, right? Because I had this star card upright. I was healing from past relationships that have caused me pain, healing from past breakup energies, healing from separation, healing from the painful separation between a specific iteration. All of these things I have clarity about. I have light. I'm seeing clearly. It's letting me shine. I'm not keeping myself pinned down anymore with fears and anxieties. I'm just letting myself shine and be who it is that I am. And my one desire, this Ace of Wands, the thing that all of my energy is really being put towards right now is the balancing of the scales, is seeing justice done for myself. Wow, Divine Feminine, I feel your exhaustion. All right, let's take a look at Divine Masculine. Top of the deck. Overall feeling, or forefront of the mind, rather. The thing he keeps thinking about all the time. Queen of Pentacles is back. And I'm using this Housewives Tarot, which is my favorite at this point. We have this larger than life, right? That's definitely the word I get. Larger than life Queen of Pentacles. She's amazing. She's abundant. She's creative. She's fertile. She's got a strong foundation. This is a nice recliner, you know. Like she's got her shit together. She's nurturing. She can provide. She's protective. And he can't stop thinking about her. She's also someone that is very specific. There is a specific person. This isn't just a general feminine energy. There is the one that Divine Masculine is convinced this is the one. And he's thinking about her every single second of every single day. And the niggling thing in the back of his mind is the Six of Pentacles. I just think it's such an interesting image to choose. We've got Halloween, trick-or-treating, and we've got this plate full of goodies, which for, you know, American Halloween with like the ideas that you were going to get stuff like in your food, like razor blades and shit like that. There's like a weird triggering aspect to this card. It's also interesting that we're seeing ghosts and this little devil. And he's wearing a costume. These people, we can't even tell who these people are. He took his mask off in order to be able to receive these treats. And there's typically the Six of Pentacles is a card about generosity anyway. So we can say like, oh, it's very generous that we have this holiday where people come to your house and you give them food. And at this time in our history, you gave them literally baked goods, which was, you know, expensive to do. So this is a generous, kind, benevolent action. And you don't even have to be good to get it. You can be a little shit. You're still going to get it anyway, right? On Halloween. So just interesting imagery for this card. What are we thinking it means for Divine Masculine? If the thing that he can't stop thinking about is this specific Divine Feminine, and then underlying all of his thoughts, decisions, ideas is this idea that he wants to have this experience of generosity with her, that he wants to be able to reciprocate her energy, right? This is the way that she presents. Here's the family that they both desire. And she's doing everything she can to make this happen, to protect this, to have this, to bring this into the world. Divine Masculine is thinking, I have to do the same thing. Like, I have to tower over and protect what it is that I want, which is like my Divine Feminine here, right? He's been instead, first of all, in some cases, he's been ghosting her. And in some cases, he's just been a trickster, like not being very forthcoming, only giving her a little bit of information at a time. And she's just being so patient and tolerating it. And he can't stop thinking about the imbalance here and how he wants to rectify this. The first thing on his mind, the thoughts of a runner. Divine Feminine's heart space, feeling the same. Boy, these two want to run away. They really do. They're tired. They're exhausted, right? Divine Feminine Strength card in reverse. They are fucking exhausted. Super lots. And they do kind of want to run away. They're both just sort of like, I've been working so hard. Right? See her? But what divine masculine is thinking about is that divine feminine wants to walk away because she's been working so hard to take care of everyone and try to make this work, while divine masculine has been ghosting her and being a little shit. So he's like, fuck. I think divine feminine wants to walk away from me and give up. And he's right about what he thinks. He has an awareness that this is how she feels. And he really doesn't want that to happen because this 9 of Cups that's in the second position for divine feminine, there it is for divine masculine. He is like, please do not walk away from this, divine feminine, please. Please do not, please, please, please. I will stop hoarding. I will stop being greedy. I will. This is a pleading divine masculine. This is like, I'm sorry, okay? I've learned my lesson. Like, don't leave me. Don't walk away here, please. Please, please, please do not. This is my wish. Now, when we get 9 of Cups in the spread, whether it's upright or in reverse, it means we're going to get what we are wishing for. So he's like, please, 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 please be patient with me, divine feminine. When the 7 of Pentacles energy, I know that you have been so patient with me, been nurturing this whole relationship this whole time and protecting it and taking care of it while I've been like, you know, a little devil ghosting you. Sorry. But please, please don't walk away because that I will not hoard anymore. Be patient with me because I have learned my lesson, 6 of Swords energy, about running away. And I know that that doesn't serve me. And you know that too. Because if you walk away, you're going to lose your spiritual fulfillment, right? Your 10 of Cups is in reverse if you do this. You have to walk towards your higher calling. And he's hoping that's him. Please walk towards coming into sacred union with me. He's lucky because it is. Coming into sacred union with yourself is what you need to do. So the divine masculine is like, I know I'm scared. I know things are hard. I know things aren't happening quite as fast as I want them to happen. I know that's all happening and stuff. But I've learned my lesson about how I become the runner and this exhausts divine feminine, and I can't do that anymore. I take the 6 of Swords energy. I have to learn from the grief and struggles and strife that have happened, that have caused all of these issues. And I have to stop doing that. I have to stop walking away. But look at that card, though. Divine Feminine's like, bye. And Divine Masculine is thinking, I'm powerless to that. If she does that, look at this placement, will you? He's thinking Divine Feminine is fucking done. She's worked too hard. She's exhausted. She's tired. She's going to walk away. Bye. She's learned. All this shit that I've put her through, she has learned. And this third-party energy that she's had to deal with and all this shit, she's going to go. And if she fucking decides to do that, then I am powerless to that decision. This Magician card is in reverse. I can't do anything about it. There's no sly little trickster moves I have. The only thing I can do is I have to express and I have to stop hoarding my feelings and emotions. That's it. That's the only way I can counter this. I have to be in my integrity. Here's the King of Swords. I have to tell the truth. I have to be honest. And I have to ask her if she will please be patient with me. But I would really like for her to wait for me, pretty please. That's what he's thinking of asking. The top of the deck for the heart space for Divine Masculine, we're using the Rachel True Heart Intuitive Tarot today. Death. Okay? This is such a hard card. It's so visceral. This is tearing one's heart out kind of a feeling. So Divine Masculine, obviously, if Divine Feminine walks away, he's scared that there will be this ending here. So right now, I think we have a fear of this ending. There could also be feelings about how there had been an ending and he would like this rebirth. But I sense based on his headspace, which has got a lot of anxiety right now about Divine Feminine just not being able to withstand his shenanigans, I think he's afraid that she's going to end things. And the niggling feeling is this Five of Wands energy, which is the Medusa in this deck. And if you look at the Medusa, you'll be turned to stone. So there's definitely an intimidating kind of energy that comes from the Divine Feminine's power. And it's a reversal because we're unblocking here. We're not going to be stuck anymore with this lack of reciprocity. He's ending the behaviors that have been associated with this lack of reciprocity for him. This stuff is what we're seeing end. And look at how it's like the ghost here and we have death. Unblocking. He's unblocking himself and being reborn, which is kind of nice. We don't hate it. The first thing, looky. Please don't walk away, Divine Feminine. I don't want to lose you because what is this? This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is Divine Feminine who is single and fabulous. And he really doesn't want her to get into any other type of relationship. He wants her to stay. He wants her to wait. He's afraid she will not. He's trying to release his attachment to the specific iteration as well. And he's trying to walk away from the things that don't serve him as well. It's possible that he is having to release a Divine Feminine third-party energy. He is having to walk away from that energy. There's that potential for some of us too. And that won't be true for all. What is his wish fulfillment though? To come out of the hermit energy, to stop being alone, and to bring Divine Feminine out of her state of isolation, which he is feeling he keeps her in by his greediness and by his hoarding, by protecting her from others. And so he really wants to come out of this isolation. He wants Divine Feminine to please forgive him, to be patient with him. This is the Judgment card in reverse. He's being very hard on himself as it is. And he's judging himself for testing her patience, for making her wait so long, for allowing her to tend to this relationship while he sat on his hands. The Chariot. The Chariot in reverse. He's afraid Divine Feminine is going to walk away because he's not moving towards her. He's still not quite in control. He feels he has no control over Divine Feminine doing this because he has to halt the Chariot. He has to halt the motion forward. And he feels that because in the past, when he's had to do this, she's walked away, that she will potentially do this again. And he doesn't have any control over it. And he feels kind of powerless to his traits as the Knight of Wands. He feels like because he worries so much about her leaving if he doesn't work out his issues and come to her right away, that he's powerless to her going. So he tries to do these passionate things to show her that he loves her, and he just needs her to wait. Just please wait. And he understands that this is what makes her want to walk away. And this King of Swords is being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, just like Divine Feminine, because they're both so exhausted of all the work that they've had to do. But we're also seeing Divine Masculine having clarity and being in his integrity and being honest with himself, that his continuing to choose his career and his coin, that is what is keeping him from being able to have his fulfillment. And that is what he fears he has to choose between. All right, let's look at the oracles. Divine Feminine. You are in the light attributes of the beggar, which is confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival and awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. More importantly, it's having released the shadow attribute of a dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. So this is Five of Pentacles energy that you are in the light traits of. So you are confronting empowerment through your own ability to create physical survival for yourself through the work that you do. You maybe have been working too hard. You've been throwing yourself into this work a bit too much, but you're raising your self-esteem and you're increasing your worthiness, which is helping you to attract more abundance. Saint Dymphna is here to help you with your emotions right now. For those of us that are experiencing a lot of grief, she's helping to shine a light with that star, right? And we've got this hermit energy to help you guide yourself away from the thoughts that cause you grief and towards those that cause you to feel appreciation. She's also helping you to understand how your emotions tell you how close or far you are from what it is that you're trying to create. Practice makes perfect. Whoop, gotta get back to the piano. I was doing real well for a minute there, and then it just slipped right away, but no worries. We go through phases. Practice. It's uncomfortable to practice things because we're not good at things that we're practicing. We're practicing them. But this is about refining your skills. So for those of us that are having trouble with this divine masculine energy situation where you want to wait, but you want to date and understand that you can be waiting for divine masculine and practice healthy communication by dating other people, getting to know people, communicating, talking to them. You don't have to marry them. You just go practice being in healthy relationships. Empowerment. We saw the Empress here. We saw your beggar card upright, that you are getting this, that you are confronting empowerment at the level of physical survival. You are doing this. You are doing this. It's a little heartbreaking for you to realize that the truth is that this union not coming together was so that you would truly become fully in your power. There's part of you that kind of, I think, would surrender some of that power just to have the union. But in truth, you do know that you are called to do this mission and that you have to be in this type of power to do something like that. So you are also really feeling empowered. The energy is gaining momentum. Have faith in your dreams. So you're feeling a little bit discouraged. You're feeling uncertain. Just know that there is a pickup in the momentum and have faith in the things that you have asked for. The best versions of those things coming to you. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. So just keep doing what it is that you are doing. You are already doing what it is that you need to do. You're getting the star seed card with the star. So what lights you up? You really need to make sure that you are expressing what lights you up, because remember, the 9 of Cups in its reversal was above your star card, which means, yes, it does mean there's a specific iteration of divine masculine energy that is withholding love, feelings, conversation, communication, sexy times from you. Fine. But everything I just said applies to yourself. So that means that you know what lights you up. You know what you love. You know what makes you feel fulfilled. And yet you are keeping it hidden. You are not expressing it somehow. So think about how that is true. Know your worth. You don't know your worth, do you? Your Empress energy was in reverse. Your empowerment card came up. Know your worth came up. Know your worth. You think because you're not like everyone else that other people aren't going to see your worth. They're going to compare you and find you lacking. But that's only because you compare yourself and find yourself lacking. You can't be compared to others. You are too distinct. And some people, they're not going to like it. Fuck those people. They're not very interesting anyway. When have those people ever been all that interesting? And you know what? If you're very nice to them and you just shine your love right at them, some of them lighten up, and you have a few drinks with them, you find out they're nice. That happens too. Just don't worry too much. Take it a little bit less seriously, but know your worth. You may remember that I did one reading with these cards. Well, I had a weird feeling about the deck, and I realized that I bought the deck and it wasn't from the original publishers. So I felt bad about it. And I cleansed the deck and I put it in a container with salt, and I have to like bury it somewhere. And I have to be away from people. I don't have anywhere to do that. Well, I finally found the original publisher's website, and now I have the actual deck, so I can finally read with these cards again. And these are the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. I see these all the time. I love them. They're cute, and I wanted to read with them. So we got 2 cards each for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine today. And Divine Feminine, the first thing that is coming up is kind of like a 9 of Pentacles energy. Self-indulgence. Focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. All right, we got Skunky Spirit here, and we've got this 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the Empress in reverse. And so this is the specific instructions. The Spirit, you see how this works? You come here to find out if Divine Masculine is going to fucking call you. Then you leave, and you're like, he never called me. Then you come back the next day, and you're like, try to find out if he's going to call you again. And he doesn't call you. You just keep doing that. If you come here and you actually do the things that Spirit tells you to do, you're not going to have to come here tomorrow to see if he's going to call you, right? You're not going to care. You're not going to care. You're going to come here tomorrow for instructions about what to do to make the other things in your life work out, because you're going to stop caring so much about another person and care a lot about yourself, because you're going to take this message today, which is really specific and very clear. Divine said, bitch, know your worth, because you don't. And then they said, listen, focus on yourself. And you're like, ugh. And they're like, the only reason you feel that is because you don't know yourself. You think this person outside of yourself is worth more than you, and you're wrong. Focus on your own self-worth, this time to heal, and the shadow work that you have to do. You must find ways to appreciate yourself. And if you don't, it's fine. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow either way because you like me. I know my self-worth. Regardless. Honestly, if you stop coming here because you figured it all out, I'll be so happy for you. Call me. I need to know. I need to follow these instructions. So that's the first instruction. The first instruction is know your worth. Focus on it. Do your shadow work and appreciate yourself and everything you do. The next message you're getting is boat. Receiving what you need. Progression, arriving, moving on, and closure issues. You don't say. So we have the Six of Swords. Oh, I see. I'm going to miss you too, man. We have long conversations, Michelle, here on these lives when you go back to work. You should tell whoever you work for that it would be good for the entire company if they watch this every day. It will uplift the whole company. Get them all watching it while you're there. So you need to do your self-worth work. You need to receive what you need, and in order to receive what you need to move on. And I wish that I made that up because I'm going to watch this afterwards and probably cry. Be like, are you serious? Move on. Just move on. Just move on. Divine Masculine knows you're gonna. He thinks you should. He's like, I have nothing to offer. I'm a little shit who's ghosting you. Just go. Just leave me. I'm the worst. That's what he thinks. You know why? Because you don't know your self-worth. Because you're the same fucking person. If you can fix this by doing this, you're going to see Divine Masculine side shift too. But if you do that for his side to shift, it won't work. You're just going to keep going back and forth. You truly have to not be attached to him. You truly have to be like, listen, buddy, it's been real, but I'm going to go. And I hope you can do that because it will be good for you. All right, Divine Masculine. You're in the shadow attributes right now of the orphan child. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation and seeking inappropriate surrogate families. And you need to come into the light, which is independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering your fear of surviving. So what's happening, Divine Masculine? How can we fix this? Well, Divine Feminine can fix it by focusing on her value and starting to date, starting to practice being in relationships with other people. Don't freak out, Divine Masculine. It doesn't mean that she doesn't love you or that you can't be together. But it is important for Divine Feminine inside herself to be able to do this because you're not calling her. Okay? So, number one, that needs to happen. You need to allow that to happen without feeling that she is abandoning you. Because she's not abandoning you. She's living. She's existing on the planet Earth. She is meeting her needs. She is feeling fulfilled. And isn't that what you want? And yes, you want to be that person, but you're not. So let that energy go. Okay? If you can do that, something very good happens. St. Nicholas, generosity, right? From Halloween to Christmas. Halloween's cool. Get free candy. Christmas, you get exactly what you want, though. Halloween, you're like, hi, can I have some free candy? And they're like, here you go. And you're like, ew, I fucking hate Mallow Mars. Who the fuck likes those? Throws it in the gutter. Christmas is like, Santa, I want a dollhouse and Crayola markers, the big pack, and a Barbie coloring book. And St. Nicholas is like, here you go, bitch. You get exactly what you want. Right to order. So, how could you get exactly what you want, Divine Masculine? Well, by reciprocating. And if you can't reciprocate, what you gotta do, bro? Retreat. Bye. I can't. There's more. There's more. Retreat. But you know what? Your card was in reverse. Because instead of retreating, which is what you always do, you should probably learn your lesson. Surrender the reins and go directly towards the thing that you desire and see what the fuck happens when you do. OMG. Okay. Life purpose. So, you're out of alignment with your life purpose. That's all, like, that's the only message I see here, because the next card that comes up is the Void of Course Moon, and it's in its reversal. And the Void of Course Moon, and look at how these cards look. Like, there's even there's like a weird similarity in the positioning of that, like, cold moon there. And this card is about, it says nothing will come of this situation. And it's about the moon not being really, it's not really waxing, it's not really waning, it's not doing anything, it's just sitting there. So nothing will come of your life purpose if you don't move towards it. If you don't come out of this retreat. Look at you. Is this how you want to feel? Are you into that? Is this how you want to make Divine Feminine feel? No, you don't. You don't want her to retreat. You know that if you're generous with her, she won't. That's why generosity was upright and retreat was in reverse. If I'm generous with Divine Feminine, she won't retreat from me. Because my life purpose is to be generous with her. And if I don't do anything, then nothing will come of my life purpose. And I will have to come back and I will have to do it again. Hold your vision. Emphasized big time. Hold your vision. You have negativity bias so much. Let it go. Let it go. Just let the negativity go and hold the positive vision of the thing that you need. Wow, you know what you are fucking getting right now? I am motherfucking looking at the Work Your Light Retreat card in reverse. Do not walk away. Do not retreat. Your vibration is rising and you are the oracle. You need to be a pillar of light. You need to stand your ground, holding your vision. You're getting the protection message. Oh my God. You're getting the protection message. It's not this. It's the fucking island time that I just saw. God damn it. But maybe it is this too. Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. The protection message of this card, which says, if you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that is only because right now you are meant to fly. Soar over the troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. See the big picture, yet retain your eagle eye for the details that help you claim your wisdom and courage. Or perhaps you're making yourself small for the sake of getting others to accept you. Now is not the time to be vulnerable and dependent, for you have the wings to fly on your own, and you need to do that at this time. There is no need to huddle in a shelter or even to seek out a flock to support you. For Eagle Spirit says you have tremendous wisdom and courage within. Let it arise so that you might soar proudly with the angels serving as the wind beneath your wings. From these heights, you can make the best and most powerful choices for the highest good of all. That King of Swords, that wisdom and courage, let that surface within you. And then here's the 2 cards that I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because you fucking got. But I wish I was goddamn kidding, and I'm not even. Oh, wait, I think I switched the positions like this. Karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Okay? So, here's the story I'm getting from these cards. Now, Divine Feminine got instructions. She got focus on your worthiness and move on. Divine Masculine, you must also be getting instructions. There is some kind of a karmic relationship. It is not something you have been engaging in. I don't see that because that is not, you're not that interested. You're very focused on this Queen Pentacles, the specific one. So I don't see this, but there is a past karmic relationship. And it is doing something. It is preventing you from doing this that you desire to do. That's an engagement ring. So you must let go of this past energy and love you. And who is you? Well, it is that divine feminine energy inside of self. And the engagement ring card says partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. So there is this resentment, this turmoil, this some kind of stuff that comes from this past karmic energy. And it's manipulative and it's just blocking you from being able to do what it is that you want to do, which is let go of this and love yourself, i.e. the divine feminine, which you have chosen to be expressed outside of yourself in this specific iteration. So let go of that old relationship. Just let it go. And move towards the thing that you desire. We're waiting. Okay, look at this. The couple, bottom of the deck for both of you. Where are you both completely in union right now? You are completely in union and being a completely blank slate. There is one blank card in the Archetype deck. And I left it in there to represent that you can literally create anything together, or if it was for one of you, but right now this is for together. You have the potential here to fill this in with shadow and light of your own creation, your own machinations, because you're at a completely new beginning. This is a blank slate, and you're writing a story. And if you can remain very optimistic with this guardian angel here supporting you in this optimism, you can experience this commitment that you are after. Prosperity lies ahead. And this is new moon in Taurus. This is marriage, family, home energy. And then you're getting this beautiful card. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Get through this one. Passion. No. Rhino spirit. Overcome any obstacle. This is 50. We always have the choice to press ahead. And Rhino spirit strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When Rhino spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways by going around them, shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your rhino spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. Rhino spirit also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something much better is coming. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves you so much and only wants what is best for you. So, you can break through this obstacle. And then the final card you're getting is passion. Insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So do this. Just be in the light of this passion. You know, truthfully, Divine Masculine, your Knight of Swords energy was not in its reversal. It was upright. The light traits of this are passion, devotion, sweeping someone off of their feet, leaving the material world behind, being in your integrity and your honesty. There's good things here. There's good things. And I think if we can just take things more lightly, I think Divine Masculine, you're getting ready to do what it is that you need to do. It seems that you are stuck on this karmic relationship, right? That's coming unblocked, right? Something is ending, something's passing away for you so that you can bring birth to something new. And this could be the karmic here. We've got this Medusa energy that kind of had you fixed in stone. And you're like ending that. You're waiting for that to pass away so that you can make a commitment to the Divine Feminine. And the only reason you're not going towards her is because you don't want to go towards her without being able to offer her this commitment. But I think you should just tell her that, bro. And maybe some of you have, and the Divine Feminine heard that message and they were like, okay, I hear you and I understand that you can't come towards me because you're not ready and that you're telling me that it's going to be soon. And that's okay for you, but it's not healthy for me to just wait for that while you maintain silence and completely withhold from me. So I'm going to go practice communicating and having healthy boundaries with other people and, just have fun and be able to feel good. And like, that has to be okay unless you can release yourself from whatever is holding you and come towards me. And if you can't, then you have to let me go. So that's where we are at. Alrighty. Hey, look, it's only an hour and 8 minutes instead of an hour and 30 minutes. I a little bit more reasonable. And I'm only 17 minutes late for my meeting with my assistant. Hooray. All right. I need to leave now, but thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, click the description box. You can click on my Patreon. I just released a bi-weekly 3-card pull check-in if you're interested in additional content and some additional advice for going forward. It was a little rocky, but the advice was good. So thank you so much for being here every day with me. I will see you again on Wednesday. So there will be no live reading tomorrow morning. If you really, really need to see me, you can click through. There's like literally hundreds of videos in this YouTube and on Instagram for other readings, and they're timeless readings. So you'll be able to get information from them, or you become a Patreon subscriber and you'll have access to that additional content I just mentioned, which includes the 3-card pull that I did. It's about a 20-minute video. And then there's also, I think like a 40-ish minute video, which is the monthly check-in that came out on the 1st. That was a really great reading too. So feel free. I will see you otherwise on Wednesday morning here on Tuned In Tarot. Thank you so much. Have a great day today.